Like, where the money comes from your husband?
I make my money, don't even.
I can't believe it. Andre is wasting no time once again to be the most unlikable person in 90 Day Fiance. He's got some competition, but he's definitely making a run for it. Manipulation, lies, what are the lengths that he will go to get what he wants and get her to his home country of Moldova? This should be very interesting, but a lot of these couples definitely a ton of problems, and they are going to bring it to the screen with the drama because why not? Let's just keep riding it out. Although I have my own opinions about many of them. We will see how this unfolds. But first, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all of your support. Y'all are awesome as always. Thank you so much. Let's get right into it because they don't disappoint. And of course, if we're going to have 90 Day Fiance and just have a million spin-off shows, we might as well have drama to keep us entertained.
We want to keep in touch with my father-in-law, Chuck.
And also my sister, Becky.
But the rest is just, like, no connection at all.
Wonder why that is, Andre. Why could that possibly be? Could it be possibly that you manipulated the whole situation, that you alienated Elizabeth, that you convinced her that her family was out to get her when in reality you were the one trying to scam the dad out of some money for a business you could not say what it was for, only that you knew what you were doing? If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, drop it in the comments if there's more to it. But it definitely came up very scammy. Your siblings didn't like it, and he somehow convinced you that they were the problem. And explain to me why you broke all connection with them.
But I've recently started to have second thoughts.
Wonder why you could possibly recently have second thoughts about potentially moving to Moldova. Why on earth would you consider this to begin with? The reality of the situation is this piece of garbage could get over there, you could not like it, and he could say, you're not taking my kids home, and what the hell are you going to do about it? That would be the dumbest crap you ever did. So if you leave the country, you might be coming home alone if you want to leave at all, or you're going to have to stay there because you want to be with your kids. And he proves this further as we get down into the episode that he definitely has ulterior motives.
Right foot, I would say, we had a little bit of a conflict.
You notice a pattern with Andre. Conflict just seems to follow him, but yet it's everyone else because he can't take responsibility for anything. What he's talking about Jovi kind of called him out on the fact that there was conflict within her family and that he seemed like he was the problem. That's why he didn't like him. It follows him. It just goes, it's like a cloud. And yet everyone acknowledges that it's probably Andre, except for him and Elizabeth. And so they're just riding on their own island, and they're just going to have no support, except, I guess, his family in Moldova if they move there. What the hell kind of twisted damn house you going to? Who on earth would possibly be there? Oh, yeah, that tracks, definitely. Although, if I saw Darcy or Stacy or either one of the twins with all the stuff injected in their face, I would think that they were probably part of the attraction and not walking through it. So I think this might get confusing for the performers there because they might be like, why aren't you in your place scaring people? Oh, you're a patron, of course.
Help me up.
Come on.
Come on, like,
she doing the most. She's like, oh no. Oh my gosh, I fell down and I spread my legs, spread eagle in the air. Oh my gosh, how could this possibly happen? Like this girl, she can't not try to get attention. Like, it's like, I'm sorry, the double negatives and all. She is always trying to get as much attention as possible. Doesn't matter if she looks like an idiot. Doesn't matter if she looks stupid. Look at her face. Look at her damn face. It's attention. Doesn't have to be good or bad. She just needs, it's like an addiction. That's what it is.
Even though I'm almost 50, I feel like a 20-something-year-old newlywed. Because I'm happy, I'm horny, and I still look good.
You might be happy. I'd argue probably not, because you just look angry all the time. You might be horny. Sure, I'll take your word for it. But look good? I don't know if you've looked in a mirror lately. I think you might want to consider laying off the fillers and the Botox and just trying to go back to a more natural look because you're kind of starting to look like a clown mask. Yep, they definitely had problems.
but we went to couples therapy together.
Did you?
I think we learned a lot about ourselves.
Did you? When they say they went to couples therapy, they are literally talking about the last resort. That is your couples therapy. I really hope they got an actual decent therapist after the fact, maybe someone that actually knows what they're doing, that's not going to just say a bunch of, stupid stuff that doesn't make any damn sense, because The Last Resort is a joke. Everyone knows that it's a joke. In fact, I would argue that if you've been on 90 Day Fiancé as long as people like Jovi and Yar have, if you make it to The Last Resort, that's your last stop. It's literally your last stop at The Last Resort. Doesn't matter if you do good, doesn't matter if you make it. They're saying this is it. You're getting off the 90 Day Fiancé train. These are your last paychecks. I'm sorry, here's your pink slip. That's the end of it. That's what it should be. But they are arguing that the therapy they did is at Last Resort. We've been over ad nauseum how the counselors, the therapists, whatever, at The Last Resort are jokes. It's nothing but entertainment. They're not qualified half the time, and they say stupid things all the time. They're there for Big Ed and Angela. That's the drama people are there for, not true counseling and therapy, which is why they have joke fake therapists. So, please tell me that's not the therapy you're talking about.
That's for sure. Especially I was want to talk to Lauren. I want to ask her about the business and stuff. If she can help me. Hopefully she can.
Okay. She wants to talk to other people about business she's starting. What's the business, you say? It's dog jewelry, in essence, or luxury dog things for dogs. You might say she should have a passion for animals or dogs or something like that because of that. And then you might say, how many dogs do you have? The answer for that from her would be 0. Yes, she's starting a luxury dog jewelry accessory business with no dogs to speak of. And really no plan, so it sounds like. Because every time he said something to her about it, just kind of like, yeah, we'll make it work, we'll do this. Now, I understand starting a business is not easy, but you want to go in with some kind of planning or have an understanding of the business you're going into. Doesn't seem like she has that, so I hope he's going to be able to continue making a bunch of money, because I don't think this business is going to be successful.
It could be worse.
You gotta love how they're making it seem like, oh, Jasmine's there, oh, Gino's coming out, and they're meeting up at the airport, like, because it says 7 months earlier from the tell-all, so obviously this is supposed to be their, during their open marriage portion after The Last Resort. I question the timeline on this, but who knows? Oh, look, they're meeting each other. And who could have possibly seen that coming, that it was the bait and switch, except for probably everyone through whoever's watching the show ever. No, he's got some random that seems to have, gotten into his fancy, who kind of looks like Jasmine and kind of acts like her as well. So it's like he just traded her in for another Jasmine. So good luck with that, you idiot.
Gino kicked me out of the house. The American dream. It's a nightmare.
I thought that was going to be able to marry some American man and then come here and just have everything very easily and be an absolute nightmare. The American dream. It's like, Jasmine, look, Gino is a piece of garbage. Said it many times. He's not going to get defense from me except in certain circumstances, just like I've defended you against him in certain circumstances. However, saying the American dream, you did it to yourself.
I was not willing to be in a sexless marriage.
Oh,
so
okay.
We decided to go to couples therapy.
Again, couples therapy, talking about The Last Resort. That is not couples therapy. Oh, by the way, your piece of garbage counselor who recommended you doing an open marriage and then tried to backtrack and deny that she didn't, gave you that suggestion. So, yeah, great therapy there. A frickin' liar. So, probably a good person to be seeing. But, again, this is not real therapy. They were all jokes. They were all a bunch of clowns. The middle one didn't ever actually do anything except pop up periodically. The one on the right was all about open marriages. The one on the left was like, yeah, it's probably you being hurt on the playground by the mean kids in 4th grade. And let's not even talk about the hypnotherapist person who was just push the anger away, push it. Like, it was the biggest. I'll tell you what, it gave me laughs. I will give you that. It gave me laughs. But this is what they keep referencing when they're talking about therapy. Not actual, I went to see a decent person that's not out trying to get clicks, but real therapy.
Gino and I will start getting along better.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
reconnected.
Oh, reconnected. Sure.
I was so wrong.
So she's trying to say, I really thought the open marriage would cause us to be able to get along and fix things with Gino. You should have just divorced him. He should have just divorced you. It's a two-way street. Y'all both made mistakes, but you acting like that was going to fix something by you and going and sleeping with some other dude, even if you argue, you're in a sexless marriage, so, you shouldn't have to deal with that. Okay, divorce. Get out. Leave. I understand. Sure. No problem here. But no, you didn't want to do that. You wanted your cake and eat it too. You wanted to be provided for or whatever by Gino while being able to do whatever you want with this weird guy, Matt, that is kind of odd.
3 months ago, Natalie and I connected on social media, and we hit it off right away.
Oh, I'm sure. You connected on social media and you hit it off right away. Who could have thought that something like that might happen? Is it quite possible that Natalie might have just hit you up because she knows that you're on the show, knows that you have problems with Jasmine, thinks, hey, maybe this is my opportunity to either get publicity, get someone to take care of me, who knows what it is. It seems like it's a little convenient. And by the way, she's a lot like Jasmine, it would seem, in the little bit I know about her. So yeah, I don't think she's here for the right reasons, Gino, but you're also kind of dumb. So there's that.
Either have sex with me.
Oh, yeah.
Or let's have an open marriage.
Jasmine gave me an ultimatum. Either have sex with her or we're going to have an open marriage. What am I going to do? I don't know, Gino. The fact that, yes, if you're in a marriage and you're not being intimate with your wife, if your wife's not being intimate with you as the husband, that's a problem. It's going to continue to be a problem. You have to work out or move on. Whatever the case may be, you weren't doing it right. However, I will tell you one thing, an open marriage is never going to be the right answer. I don't care what anyone says. It's not going to be the right answer. It's for whatever small portion says or claims it worked, which I don't really believe for them either. It's just a nightmare of a situation that's going to cause jealousy, problems. And by the way, you're still stepping out of your marriage. So it's dumb. So you going that route was really stupid. So you should have put on your big boy pants and said, okay, Jasmine, I'm just going to go ahead and pleasure you. No, I mean, in reality, you should have just got out the marriage for sure. She should have got out. But both of you, for whatever reason, were trying to stay around for something.
Some of the rules were she can see Matt twice per week for 2 hours max. No getting close, no cuddling.
Oh, yeah. She broke the rules. And no getting close, no cuddling. It's like, all right, Jasmine, the rules are that you can't look him in the eye. You can only do it where your back is turned to him. Use your imagination to see what that entails. But in reality, it was stupid. In hindsight, obviously, they broke all the rules. And hearing Jasmine argue about why she didn't break the rules, but it seemed like she broke the rules, is kind of hilarious. And it's very clear that she's setting up a lie, but we get to that in a few minutes.
I should have my needs met so I can be happy too.
Yeah.
And I plan on doing that.
I don't really know what Gino's needs are because all he ever said is I can't, be intimate with Jasmine because we fight a lot, which, okay, I think you just got a problem downstairs there, buddy. But what are your needs here? Because you clearly have someone that's not in this for the right reasons, that you're just meeting for the first time, again, because Gino never learns his lesson. So what are you looking for real?
And then, of course, there's the money aspect, too, because, unless you have like $60K just sitting around that I don't know about.
Right now, I'm the bread.
The interesting thing about these two, for one, I don't know a whole lot about them, so I'm going to be kind of learning about them as we go along because I'm just not as familiar. But so he was taking a pilot's class. He's thinking he wants to get his, what a class. He went up in that little Cessna plane or something, wants to get his pilot's license. Okay, it's very expensive. It takes a lot of time. You got to log a lot of flight hours. I know because it's something I've briefly looked into because I think it'd be pretty cool. Don't have a bunch of thousands of dollars to do it, but I think it'd be pretty cool. So the argument here is you don't have a job, you don't have money, and you're talking about doing this, and it gets worse. And just the state of their relationship and him looking into something that's going to be such a financial drain is not good.
He's working at a restaurant. He recently quit his job
that
had health insurance benefits for us, and now he
not
has
only
this dream of becoming a pilot, but I just don't think it's the right time.
Of course it's not the right time. What on earth are you talking? So not only you tell me he wants to do something that costs thousands and thousands of dollars, he working as a waiter, which nothing wrong working in a restaurant, or maybe he's not working as a waiter, but he's working in a restaurant. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not the highest paying job, and yet you quit your job that had health insurance and everything because why? You are not a man standing on doing what he got to do. You're not a man protecting his family. You are a coward. I don't even know you. And if you quit your job just because, then you're a coward. Because it's uncomfortable sometimes to be in certain jobs. You don't want to be there. You want to be something that's fun or whatever, but that's not what you that's not the options you have all the time. You have the option of protecting your family. You have the option of providing for your family. That is what should bring your fulfillment. If you can't do that and you're going to quit your job and then want to go and spend more money y'all don't have to chase a dream that you don't know anything about or how it's going to, or be able to stick with it, then, my friend, you are no man.
Have a good night, yeah?
Same.
What the hell? Oh, man. See, this is where, obviously, this one's going to be interesting. They're not even sleeping in the same bedroom. So, obviously, trouble in paradise. The question is, what made it get so bad they're sleeping in separate bedrooms at this point? Because that is the beginning of the end unless you do some serious soul searching, serious crazy, work. Because, look, I understand there's some couples out there that they're, maybe one snores really bad or there's an issue with sleep. I get that. But you want to be close to your wife. You want to be close to your husband. And so if you're not sleeping in the same room, it just does not make it feel like a real marriage. It makes you feel like roommates or something of that. And it's just not good overall. Maybe there are exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, it's not a good thing.
Sleeping in separate rooms happened after a really big fight that we had. And
he
didn't talk to me for 3 days.
So you got to this point after being having a big fight, and then he didn't talk to you for 3 days, and now no one has tried to resolve it and figure out how to go back. I mean, I get it. He's making all these mistakes, but the thing about relationships is when it comes to fights, you're gonna have arguments, you're gonna have disagreements, you're gonna have fights. But you have to be able to come back together at some point, whether that means, hey, we're going to drop it for now, whether it means we're going to talk about it. But you both have to be willing to at certain times. Sometimes it's going to be harder on your husband to be able to, swallow the pride and come back. And it may be on you to put the ego aside and come. Sometimes it may be harder on the wife to be able to swallow her ego and pride. And it's going to be on the husband to do that, to come and kind of bridge the gap. There is a cohesive nature of a relationship. It has to be. It cannot be only on one side, or it really puts a strain on the relationship, and it's very difficult. And this is what I wonder about here, because it doesn't seem like either of them are trying if they're still laying in separate bedrooms, and that is not good.
Therapy session, but honestly, after some things that were said there, I left that session even more brokenhearted and angry.
Well, that's not good either. And therapy can be very difficult, that's for sure. But if you left after one session because it sounds like he was being honest and saying things you didn't really want to hear, then how are you going to repair anything if you're not willing to work through the hard things? Therapy can be very difficult, especially when you're dealing with a good therapist that knows how to, use some different techniques, knows how to kind of really get the conversation going. But you have to be willing to be uncomfortable to work through these things. And if she left after one session and didn't go back, that's also a problem.
I think this group of people is really interesting, right? It can be like a recipe for success or a recipe for disaster. I don't know.
I'm going to venture to say a recipe for disaster, because there's no other reason that they would bring all these three people together, start filming, have a housewarming party in this very tiny house, unless they were trying to get drama going, which we see kind of gets going.
Not for a vacation.
We're moving there.
See, this is why I knew it. As soon as they would say something to Yara that she was going to say, why the hell? And she said, why would you want to move to Moldova? Like, she's like, let me tell you something. She's going to be the one to tell the real stuff. Now, this is where Andre's going to get mad, because he wants everyone to agree with him and wants everyone to say, no, Moldova's fantastic. Let's go to Moldova, which, nothing against Moldova or people who are from Moldova, but it's just not probably the ideal environment if you can be here in the United States.
That was our choice to come here. So he come here, as I come here, and then you stay here, and that's it.
Yes.
You don't owe him nothing.
Yara bringing the actual knowledge here, which is kind of hilarious, but saying basically, she said, do you feel bad that you brought him away from here? It's like, no, I mean, that's a choice. We made the choice to come here. Yara's like, I made the choice to come here. And she wavered a little bit. I know she talked about various things. Maybe it was having an apartment or something back in Ukraine. I think she's from Ukraine, but having an apartment or something there. So there was some wavering there, but she understands that she made a decision to come here, and it doesn't mean, oh, tit for tat. I decided to come here. Now, if I ever want to go back, you have to decide to go back with me. No, it doesn't work that way. What
These
on
are not
earth?
good for driving. Matt became
She literally gained a servant. He's literally taking her boots off, and she keeps saying how they're just friends that basically sleep together sometimes. But yet, he's sitting there taking her boots off like they've been married. It's like, dear, take these off for me. Although, I mean, it's still a little odd regardless. So I think she just wanted someone to just randomly do stuff for her. In a second, he's just going to feed her grapes and fan her with a big banana leaf or something.
Or something.
Don't mess up with my nest.
What
Everything
the
is
holy
perfectly
hell?
organized and everything is as I like it.
Which is
You
just
know?
It's
garbage
very nice.
everywhere in the house. He is he is a shell of a man. This fool was like thinking with the wrong head, jumped on there so he could sleep with Jasmine. Now she's moved in, has her crap trashed everywhere. He's like, it's very nice, dear. It's very nice. Like, what kind of coward you know the word, are you? This guy acting like some tough guy just cowered down like a puppy dog. Like, turtle in the shell. We have one of them in every show. Who are you?
But one day,
Oh.
I went to work out at the
Yeah.
gym with Matt
Uh-huh.
on the same day that I hook up with him.
So let me get this straight. You're saying you're trying to sell us that you went to hook up with Matt and that was all that 2 hours, and then y'all decided to go to the gym and that's what took so long, and that's what you tried to sell him for, that you were keeping the rules. No, you really thought out this lie. The manipulation and the calculation of Jasmine, but it's dumb calculation because it can be seen through, but she literally thought through this lie, very like laid out like a whole plan, like you're going to rob a bank, but it's like a lie blueprint, and basically saying, I'll do this, and he can't really question that because we're going to go to the gym, but it's not going to be involved in our intimate time. And you want us to believe that for
If a really good-looking woman wants to sleep with you, what are you gonna say? I'm like, dude, if your husband's cool with it, I'm fine, whatever.
Yeah, what are you going to say? Except, holy crap, what the hell was I thinking? Now she's moved in with me, acting like she owns the place, trashed everything, makes me be a dog dad. I mean, this is the funniest crap. I don't believe in karma. But if you do believe in karma, you might think this is karma for Matt. And it's hilarious, and I am here for it. That is quite possibly the most Gino intro I've ever heard. It's like if someone's in some weird sitcom and they're introducing the character and this is Gino's intro. That's what this is, because that's what he looks like.
I couldn't believe how beautiful she is in person, like her skin and her hair.
I can't believe how beautiful she is in person. I mean, look at that skin. It's so silky smooth, and that hair. Like, who says the things that Gino says? Like, he's like, oh my God, girl, that skin on you. I saw that skin first. Like, not my smile or something, but my skin?
Haven't had the best of luck with men.
Oh, okay.
I'm divorced
Oh,
twice. And
twice.
since then, I've had nothing but toxic relationships.
And Gino is going to fix that. Or possibly, just hear me out here. Follow me. You might be part of the problem. I'm not going to say the whole thing because I don't know your history, but part of the problem. And yet you want to be with someone that's better, so you go after Gino on social media. It just kind of seems like you have ulterior motives here. And if you're talking about someone that you want that's not toxic, I mean, although Gino's not the most like toxic person in the sense of like he just flies off the handle, he's not exactly the epitome of a healthy relationship either.
I'm a little nervous because I haven't been totally honest with
Oh.
Natalie. I
Really?
did tell her.
So, is it just me, or do you always hear this? Almost every relationship at some point says, in this case, in Gino voice, I'm a little nervous because I haven't been totally honest. That's what they always say. I haven't been totally honest. Why does everyone seem to want to start a relationship, even if I disagree with it because you're meeting on dating websites and long distance and overseas and all that? But why does the people want to start relationships and not be totally honest? I mean, I understand you don't just tell everyone every aspect of your life right away, but it seems like these people particularly are very withholding of information, and then it always becomes, I haven't been totally honest, and you have to come clean. Either these people have the TV thing figured out, and they're trying to remain relevant by dropping bombshells here and there, or they're stupid. I think it's a little bit of both.
I'm gonna give her an ultimatum.
What?
It's moving, or we can separate, do separate ways.
So he literally just said, and this comes back into play, he literally just said, if she doesn't move to Moldova, I'm going to give her an ultimatum. And then it's, if you don't move there, we can separate our ways. Like, okay, well, if that's the case, then bye. Go ahead. You move to Moldova. I mean, you're not going to see your kids because they're not going to go with you to Moldova. But if that's what you want to do, bye. That's all she would need to say. So, I mean, how does he think this would work out? Except I think he thinks he has enough control over her that she would just do it and not care like what's actually best for the kids or what's actually best for them and just go.
Didn't you do a whole 90 days to become American and come here?
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Exactly. It's got a point here is that the whole point of it was you were coming here to become a citizen. You did the whole 90 days. It's a good point. And this lady, you know, is a little, she's definitely a little feisty and it gets a little more into play a little bit later.
It is kind of corrupt. Like,
You know why? It's a product of a Russian world.
So hold on. Okay. Maybe that's true. I don't know enough about the geopolitics of Moldova to say whether it is or not. However, it is funny that she points out that Moldova is corrupt, like corrupt government, things like that. And he basically acknowledges this, but then, of course, diverts and says, well, it's because of Russia, which may be true. But it's just funny because that's kind of irrelevant. I mean, you can hate that another country is the one that's causing a corruption. Doesn't change the fact that it's still corrupt. So it may not be the best place you want to bring your family. That is for sure.
I'm trying to sell her on it, but I'm not forcing her to move.
But you literally told us that you're going to make her move no matter what.
Ah, there it is. There it is. Good. Call him out on it. Call him out on it. He absolutely did.
I didn't say an ultimatum.
I did
literally use that word.
Okay.
He did. And as we play, if we were to play it back, y'all know I just played that clip, and he literally said ultimatum. That was the exact word. I'm going to give her an ultimatum. And now he's trying to backpedal. He thought, what did he think? He was with the boys? And so it's like, oh, well, no, it's all good. They're not going to say anything. Neither one of them have real loyalty to you. So I don't know why you thought they would have kept that close to the vest.
So how do you feel being 50?
I'm aging like fine wine.
I'm just going to leave this right here with this pause just for a second. Comment below, do you think she's aging like a fine wine? Please, I await the responses.
So it's one shot and one shot only.
Yeah. If I had just one shot, one opportunity to seize everything I ever wanted, one moment.
And to dress a little bit more conservative when we meet my family. Is she acting like I'm judging her on her style?
Look, he's made it clear he doesn't care how she dresses. This is simply, you're meeting my parents for the first time. He went, aside from being a different country, which also plays into it, but he also made it clear he's never brought a girl home. And yet he's simply asking you to dress a little more covered up, not like a stripper 24/7, which is exactly how she dresses. There's nothing wrong with that. You should want to be a little more toned down when meeting parents, relatives, things like that. It's a respect thing. You're not going to dress exactly the same. You're going to try to put on, like, it's, I wouldn't wear basketball shorts and a tank top or something when I was meeting someone. I'd probably wear either a polo shirt or a little bit of a nicer shirt, just to be like, I'm being respectful of you. It's not putting on a show. It's not, you can't ever wear t-shirts or anything like that. It's just trying to show a little bit of respect. The fact that she can't see that and is just like, you're attacking my style, is the vibe she's giving off, is really ridiculous.
Ever since I've known Georgie, I feel like I can't shake that feeling that he's hiding something.
So he goes into this, and now it's, ever since I've known him, I can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something, because he said that he wants you to dress a little more conservatively, a little more covered up and things like that. Now, the interesting thing is, I'm sure it'll come out that he's hiding something. They're setting it up for that, probably. But the fact that it bothers you that you would need to do that is weird. And the fact that now you're throwing out there that you felt something all this time, but yet you still married him and stayed with him, but yet you can't shake a feeling, that is also weird, that you've went through with the marriage without considering that if you really believe he's hiding something from you, what could it possibly be?
Laugh, she makes me smile. She makes me hot and sweaty inside.
But, it's still not working exactly down there, but it really makes me feel hot and sweaty inside. Like, he sounds like, you know what he sounds like? He sounds like the 40-year-old virgin. He sounds like Steve Carell in the 40-year-old virgin when they ask him to describe a sexual encounter, and he starts talking about, they're like, okay, tell us about, the breasts, basically. And he's like, well, when you grab a boob, and then it feels like sand, and they're like, what, have you ever been intimate with a woman? That's what it seems like with Gino. Obviously, he's been intimate with a woman. But it's just so weird that it's really high school with him, and it's like he's talking to his bros in high school, but not really knowing what he's talking about. It's bizarre. Oh, God. What is that? You're telling me that after seeing that she wants to be with Gino because he seems like a good guy? No, she's out for something. I don't know what it is because he claims to be kind of broke, or he was claiming to be broke. He quit his job or whatever it was. Maybe he's got money now. I don't know. And maybe it's just screen time. Maybe she just wants to be on camera. I don't know. But that right there is weird, awkward, and chemistry is not the first thing that comes to mind.
Man, that turns me on.
Oh.
But
that turns me on. What the heck? What on earth am I watching? Good God, Gino is like a cartoon character. He's like a caricature. It's like what someone would create in a cartoon if they were trying to create a portrayal of Gino in a comedic form. But it's just Gino. It's insane. Like, what is this? Like, he turns into a 10-year-old and then seriously acts like he's never kissed a girl before. He acts like he just discovered, his hormones start raging in his teenage years, and he just discovered that he just discovered the Victoria's Secret lingerie magazine, under the bed or something like that. That's what it acts like 24/7.
I put it 86 because I knew you were coming. If not, I would have put it 90.
86. You put the thermos down 86 degrees. Get out. Get out right now. You get out and you don't come back. 86 degrees. You must be crazy. I don't care where you're from. Get the hell out.
But I love him.
Oh, God. Here she goes.
Have you ever loved anyone?
When a man loves a woman. That's what should be playing in the background. Sorry, can't sing. But seriously, like, this is the most this is the most put on thing I think I've ever seen. Every time I see Jasmine, she puts on the tears. Half the time tears don't come out. But it's like, oh my God, don't you understand? Like, what are you doing here? All you're doing is playing it up for the camera. I get it. You're trying to work the system. You're trying to remain relevant like most of these people. But damn, yours looks like faker than fake. It's like ultimate fake. And yet Matt is still putting up with it. Why the hell hasn't he put you out yet? Allegedly, this is before you were pregnant. Put her out. Obviously, we know that didn't happen, but still.
You're a prick, and you don't deserve
Okay, now I will point out the fact that right there, now, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. She called him a name. She called him a not so nice name, we'll just say. And then she wants to bring it back in a weird way.
Bad man speaks bad to women, curses at women, speak to women bad.
And then she comes back and says, bad man curses at woman, speaks to woman bad. Okay, sure, I guess he's kind of a douchebag. But you started calling him names first. I mean, at least be really self-aware of what's going on here. There's so many things you could have said, but you kind of made yourself look kind of dumb by saying, you're this, calling him a name, and then when he calls you a name, then it's like, oh, how dare you curse at me? That doesn't make any sense. You could have simply said, how the hell are you going to sit here and give an ultimatum to your wife? How the hell are you going to alienate her whole family? There's so many things you can criticize him for, but you went for the one thing that you did as well. So, not exactly the best look there, but Andre's still a douchebag. Of course he is. He's a piece of garbage. We all know that. The question is, does the ultimatum go through? It is insane what we are seeing in this season, and clearly it is going to get more and more crazy as we go along because none of these couples really seem to care that they, are, I don't know, trying to make it work or have, cameras follow. Maybe they do care that they have cameras following them because they're trying to remain relevant. They're trying to remain entertaining. But either way, they seriously don't really care about their relationships or their kids. Most of them, if not all of them, I think all of them might have kids, but they don't care about that because otherwise they would try to do what's best for them. Instead, they're trying to do what's best for the screens, and we will continue to see the drama unfold, and it's going to be dramatic. Dramatic drama will unfold for sure. Redundant? Yes. Also true. I appreciate all of you. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. Remember, shows are Monday and Tuesday at 5 a.m. and then Thursday at 10 a.m., which this week and next week we may have some more, so keep a lookout for those videos. That's why you need to mark all notifications on the bell. I will see y'all next time.